Good morning. Today is May 23rd. Just started this live stream. I'm currently already in a trade on shorting ES here. Slightly down. It's going against me a little bit, but started the recording a little bit later. But we'll see what happens here. I'll explain here in a little bit, making sure my sound, everything works. Yeah, looks like it's fine. Yeah, so kind of the logic for me right now, why I took this short was I might get stopped out of this trade. I'm using 5 of my paid accounts here. I could just show you guys. Um, yeah, I'm like using 5 accounts right now, down about $40 per account. But yeah, so basically the logic for me for the short here was we saw this market kind of rally here at 650-ish. Started seeing some selling. Then on this news event, we had a lot of buyers that stepped in at 4,600, but then it broke down, and I just kind of and when it retraced back up, I took this short against this 2,800 negative delta, expecting a continuation to the for it to drop more. And but it's been kind of grinding up right now. Nasdaq is a little bit more bearish right now. We had this value shifting lower, and this is the same drop on ES, so it's not, it still looks good for a short, so still hoping for this to play out, but that's kind of the logic for why I took that short. So we'll see what happens. Gonna monitor it here, manage it. Yeah, I want to see some aggressive selling to step in here instead of buyers for now. Oil just also kind of had this rally up today, and right now we're seeing some kind of resistance up into the 73.70 level here. So kind of potentially seeing this drag maybe pull back a little bit to 72.80 here, and that might also help drop oil price as well, or S&P 500 as well. Yeah, I don't like seeing this 1,000 delta for these two bars already. Makes my trade way less likely for it to play out in my favor. The thing is, I don't want to close it here because we're not too far away from my stop already. And this could eventually find some resistance into these highs here and start drifting lower. So just kind of the logic there for not closing this early. Yeah, if we go to the news here, we kind of, yeah, we do have just a little bit of keeping track on the debt ceiling news. There was some news that McCarthy said, like, for example, we could still see a finish by June 1st on the debt ceiling. I know they're kind of far out right now. Like, a rise at the capital says he's not close at all to a debt ceiling. So just kind of shaking the markets here a little bit. But this is something I'm keeping tabs on here. We did have the U.S. new home sales come in hotter than expected, better basically than expected, and the S&P manufacturing was actually lower. So just some news today that was didn't really affect the market at all today, but looks like this news right here at 9:30, Fed's Powell meets with Democrats on debt ceiling, so that's going to be probably a little bit important on the market. So going to be seeing what will happen around that time. But yeah, this trade is still accumulating buyers here, so I might get stopped here. Yeah, dang, yeah. Doesn't look great. We have NASDAQ also picking up that bid too. If it breaks, yeah, this higher here, 13,877, it's not gonna look good. I'm probably gonna be stopped out at that point. I'm kind of hoping for this value area where on that it's at right now to find some kind of resistance here and drift lower, but we'll see what happens. Seen a little bit of selling here on MES into this high here. Yeah, 500. I'm actually going to add another contract here if I could get filled. Small stop above this all-time highs. Move this for now a little bit lower, the profit target. Yeah, definitely got some selling coming in here at 900 so far. Let me check out NASDAQ. Yeah, this is kind of what I was just saying. It's pushing into these highs here. I want to see some rejection off of this value area here. And we're getting that. I don't think I'm going to get filled here, but if I do, that would be nice. Yeah, I want to see this break. Just broke it by one tick here at 41.93. So it's looking good. I want to get filled another contract here at 41.95. It's about one tick away here. Get my average a little bit better. I expect this to continue a little bit selling off. Yeah, there you go. Wanted to see that break at 91.93 here, 41.93 here, and we did. So I'm expecting this to start building, accumulating orders lower. Yeah, oil, as I was mentioning earlier, is finding some more resistance here with 1,100 more sellers here, and then just continuing to find sellers here, which I was kind of expecting if you're looking at oil. If it's going to be finding sellers, it's going to most likely drag S&P 500 also with it. That's kind of what's happening right now. Slight resistance, nothing crazy though. Okay, I just got filled one more contract. Hopefully this high holds right here for the near term, 41.97. Yeah, Jamie. Yeah, definitely could go up. There's no reason for it to break out. I'm just trading my plan with what I see. When I see value being drifted lower here, um, it's kind of more of a sideways market, so not necessarily drifting lower, but I'm just going against with the plan of the values shifting lower here, and I'm expecting this to maybe even test as low as 41.85. So I think that's, yeah, could easily just break highs, but that's why you have a good risk management and don't get too caught up in a losing trade. There you go. Got a nice little trade going here. I'm actually gonna lock in most likely so at this volume profile here at the bottom. I think this is a kind of into this bottom of this profile right here. That's why I'm moving my profit target a little bit too late. Usually I don't do this if it's like dropping a little bit slowly, but when it drops this fast, a lot of times it does have a pullback, and ideally I get a slightly better price. But so we'll see if it's gonna kind of toil around and start drifting lower. I'm gonna move it lower, but I wanted to just lock in that initial like about $50 per account, which was a nice little trade. But yeah, nice little turnaround here. We had kind of went against me here with some of these bind here, but got rejected here as expected. And now it's drifting lower. Hopefully it doesn't just rally back up here. I wanna lock in, scale out a little bit. Yeah, NASDAQ is good. It broke this swing right here. 13,840 here, which is great. So even if it pulls back to 13,856, I think it might see some rejection here. Okay, we're seeing a little bit more buyers coming up here. Or sorry, sellers. Doesn't look like there was anything on the news that caused this drop. I was thinking it might be news related, but doesn't seem like it. Yeah, looks like this dropped about, I was up about 250 here. Came back to my price, so deleted all my profits, and then now it's drifting lower. That's why I moved my target here, because I wanted to re-short here. So lock in 250 here and then re-short higher, but didn't get filled, so yeah, I might move this move my target a little bit lower here. Since I didn't get it filled initially, I'll try to get a slightly bigger move into kind of this initial balance move here. 41.85. Yeah, probably just these lows here. Yeah, I like seeing some selling going on here on NASDAQ. Let's push this lower. Yeah, the other reason why I'm locking in profits here is we're about to test initial balance low here on NASDAQ too, from this swing of 630 where it opened. And I think we're going to have some kind of support there, which is going to be probably equivalent to like around these prices here. So I'm just trying to lock in and kind of see slightly better opportunity. Yeah, I don't want it to see break 41.92 right now. As the first step, and then obviously this bar right here, 41.93.75. If it starts drifting a little bit higher than that, that's not gonna be great for my short. I'll even consider taking a small loss here because I think my average is 41.92.50. So just a little heads up there. Yeah, I want NASDAQ to test this initial low here. Yeah, we just got news from Democratic leader Jeffries. Not a lot of progress towards resolution has been made. So a little bit bearish here. I want to see it test this initial balance here. 41.85-ish. I do have a target, I think 41.87 here roughly. Yeah, all right. I'll just move it up. I like that. The reason why I'm trying to lock in this profit is a little bit too early, or like not waiting for a huge sell off, because the market's been kind of in this range for this whole morning, and I'm just trying to lock in some profits because I don't expect this to just become a trendy day down. It obviously can if there's going to be some negative news, but when you see like as it's dropping, you're seeing pretty balanced buyers versus sellers here. This is not aggressive selling here, so it's almost like both buyers and sellers are kind of in control here. So I'm expecting maybe a little push here, and then kind of balance around here. So hopefully it reaches my profit target. For now, it's not too much lower, about like 4 points of range. Yeah, I do not want it to see it break 41.93.75 here. That's going to make me not feel good about this trade too much, especially into this cluster of orders right here. So I want to see if find some sellers here. Yeah, NASDAQ is doing a similar push here into this cluster of orders on this hour. So I want to see some resistance here, which I think we should see. Yeah, a little bit of buildup here in buyers. If this level, yeah, 900. I do want, yeah, I think we're going to see 41.94 hold here. But yeah, this is actually accumulating a lot of buyers here. So not great. Fortunately, didn't get filled for profit here near these lows. Let me check out NASDAQ. Yeah, it's kind of in this area that if it doesn't find sellers here, we might see a push higher. Yeah, let me take a look at news. Yeah, nothing. I mean, yeah, there was. McCarthy just said at 8 o'clock, we are nowhere near a deal yet. So that's a little bit bearish. Yeah, I want to see this cluster of orders hold here from the 8 o'clock hour. I think both NASDAQ and ES are both kind of are testing this cluster of orders from the 8 o'clock. So I think we're going to see some resistance here. Already kind of seeing it on NASDAQ here, pushing down. Not much selling going on, but the price is retracing a little bit lower here. Yeah, we're getting into this VWAP here on top too. So hopefully that's gonna hold. And Yeah, definitely finding a little bit of slowness here into this cluster of orders, which I was expecting. Hopefully this holds. Both NASDAQ and ES are both in this zone right now. If it drifts higher, yeah, it's probably gonna stop me out eventually. But I think we might hold this area here and watch it sell off here a little bit. Not much selling going on, so I want to see this turn around, kind of how we did here when it was going up. We started seeing some selling pressure both on NASDAQ and ES, so I want to see similar picture. Unfortunately, I didn't get filled here at the lows, as I was expecting more of a range bound market here, but that's fine. I was thinking it would fill me here at like 80 41.87. Yeah, pretty balanced market here so far. Yeah, Nasdaq just pushed a little bit higher into 13,866 here and then sold off a little bit. So hopefully this area is kind of finding some resistance. I want to see it not go higher than 13,872 here, and just turn around here and test these lows here on the initial balance low here from 630. Yeah, overall from this morning, I'm still bearish because we have the market be in this range, but mostly on the downside of the overall move here. We have this move down, overnight move down, and it hasn't really broke out of like for example even this 5 o'clock hour. It like tested it a few ticks higher, sold off, try to go higher, sold off. So until it breaks this high, I'm 41.98. I'm bearish. So I'm kind of trying to fade this market as it's going up. And I was I got in a little bit early here. Took a short here, shorted another one here, and then shorted another one here with a stop of 41.99. And yeah, I got a little bit early, but it hasn't really gone anywhere. So I'm expecting this to drop lower. I almost got filled here initially for a profit at 41.87 when it dropped here. I was up like about 250 here, but didn't get filled. Now it's back up and I'm in the red a little bit. I'm using 5 funded accounts from Apex, so not huge losses for per account basis yet. Yeah, if it takes me out, it's gonna be a little bit bigger, but still manageable. I'm using 3 contracts. Yeah, seeing some selling building up here. I want to see it, like I was saying, into this volume profile here. I want to see this hold and drift lower, because if it starts breaking out, it might just break out, retest this cluster that used to be resistance, and then just keep grinding higher. So this is kind of a critical point here for it to hold. Same with NASDAQ. Yeah, quick check on the news. Nothing major going on here. I always keep tabs on the news to make sure there's nothing that could ruin my plan on the technical analysis that I'm using, because technical analysis don't work when there is crazy news going on. Yeah, we could take a quick look at the daily delta here. I had a short I posted on Monday where we had kind of a lot of selling going on here, pushed higher, and then into this 100% move. And right now, for the last like 3 days, well, today's the third day, we've actually seen some buying pressure on the daily bars here. Like yesterday, we had a pretty decent amount of buying going on, and I'm wondering if this could be like a short squeeze where we have sellers stepping in, but they're being rejected, like, and the buyers are still in control and just pushing higher, even though they're trying to short it. And right now, as it's going, retesting this bar lower, people are just locking in their short and getting out at like break-even prices. So something to keep in mind for me to like not get an idea of what's happening on the daily bars on the bigger time frame, and then that way I could kind of use it with this. But to me, 5,000 is not significant enough to be overly bullish, for example. So that's why, like, for example, if this number was about like 21,000 yesterday, I wouldn't be shorting too much or considering shorting too much, even against levels that I think might hold. But we did see a break today too of yesterday's low. Kind of tested it for a few ticks and then recovered. So that's a little bit something I'm considering. But I think the setup is still pretty good for a short. We're seeing that rejection that I was seeing that might happen into this cluster of orders on NASDAQ, because we broke out of it, retested it, and then kind of pushed lower from it. But so I want to see this hold. We just kind of broke this hour here, or this bar here, lower. Now we're retesting. I want to see 13,859 hold, and then ideally drift lower here. Yeah, I've been in this trade for some time now. I've been about like, I think my first short was, about an hour now. So I took this initial drop that we had, took a small retracement, took a short here, and I added another one here. Kept going against me, re-added another one here. Almost got filled for a profit here because I kind of expected a range bound. Didn't get filled. Now it's basically I'm a break even here. I am still expecting potentially a test of the initial balance low here. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for here. I might, if I see some aggressive selling, because this could eventually become trending down, especially on news. But I'll move my target a little bit lower. But right now I'm not seeing strength on the sell side. So I'm looking to lock in profits basically at this low here. Kind of projecting this range bound market. So hopefully that plays out. If I start seeing some selling, we might push to this initial balance extension line at 41.78 price target. So like about 79. So I'll see. For now, my target is about 41.87 here, because I don't expect this to be super trendy today. Ideally, it doesn't like stop me out and then kind of toil around this balance area here. So we'll see what happens with order flow. I usually just make decisions based on what I see. Yeah, NASDAQ is Yep, same thing, just kind of stuck here for now. Some selling building up here. Yeah, if we look at the slightly longer term picture here on volume profile, this is weekly bars, weekly volume profile here. Definitely a little bit on the more bullish side. Usually what I want to see is the value volume profile to be lower, like drifting lower. So for example, like we have volume here kind of drop lower from this previous week. Right now we're seeing the opposite a little bit. We're seeing, especially if I'm looking for a short, if it's going up, ideally you'd want to go with that side of the market, but we are kind of rejecting these highs because it's almost like a range here, and it's almost like trying to go up here, got rejected, going up, rejected, so kind of hard to see how long it's gonna stick around here. So, I always keep tabs on the longer term here. Same with this is a monthly volume profile. We had kind of volume built up here, broke out of it, started building here. This is all of April right here. Tested the lows of the month by a few ticks. Went basically into the cluster of orders here, found some resistance, and then kind of broke out of the highs here. So we're kind of in this, I would say more of a bullish scenario from a longer term. Something that it's good to keep tabs on because longer term is very important, especially if you're siding with it on the daily, on the intraday. Yeah, I don't like this short right now. I feel like we're not seeing any sellers here. We're seeing 1,400 buyers, 300. This is almost like balance. These are 20K bars. So like out of 20,000, we had 1,400 more buyers. Out of 20,000, we had 3,000 more buyers, and right now it's 200, and it's about 15,000 more contracts remaining. So I'm not seeing. Ideally, you want to see kind of like this drop right here. Like obviously it's an overnight drop, but you want to see it at least selling, be in control, and this at least will give you incentive that this is actually just going to drift lower. Versus right now we're not seeing that selling pressure. So for it to actually drop to my target might not happen. Unless obviously sellers appear, but I'm not seeing sellers in control right now. It's very, very balanced. Pretty boring day. Sideways day, but almost locked in about like $300 in profits on this drop right here, but didn't get filled. Now basically it's back up here, so hoping for a test of this initial balance of 41.85 here. Still thinking the move of the day is still slightly lower. So I want to see this at least test 41.87 here on ES. NASDAQ is also basically sideways here. I like to see this drop a little bit, breaking out of this cluster of orders on the 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock hour. And then right now it's, or sorry, 7 and 8 o'clock hour. Now it's kind of testing into it again. Found some sellers, and I want to see this drift lower again, but we'll see. Right now it's actually picking up a little bit of bid here. And then oil, it's kind of stuck in this these highs here with some selling, but not really going anywhere here too. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of with not seeing the continuation of selling. We could see this actually go might turn more bullish here. So I'll see. I'm not, the reason why I'm not taking a small loss here is because we are in this kind of cluster of orders here, which I still think we might see some resistance as we've been kind of seeing it every time it's testing it. But I would rather just leave it, and eventually sellers could come into control here and get me a nice little profit here, or I'll just get stopped out here at these new highs, new daily highs. Yeah, I am using Apex Trader funding, so I'm just using. I have more than five accounts. Today I'm just using 5 funded accounts. You could see by the PA tag here. Those are paid accounts, fully funded, and yeah, ever since I joined Apex Trader Funding, I've been using the Apex funding stuff in accounts instead of my personal accounts, because I already got funded by them, paid out by them 3 times already. So legit company, no reason for me to risk my own capital, and you could leverage 5, 10, 15 accounts at a time, and so it's great. They are doing a 80% promotion right now, so I have a code in the description, so you could use that to get 80% off your account. So I would highly recommend it. Yeah, Nasdaq is pushing higher. Not great, not great. Initially, when I saw this push higher, I was calling this rejection off of this high, but seeing it retest only down here and now testing it again, it does look a little bit more bullish here from just a price action standpoint. If this doesn't hold here, it's probably going to test the highs of the day, and that might stop me out. But if we find some selling pressure here, it can't break this cluster here, then we're gonna most likely see a test of these lows here. Yeah, we're seeing some buying pressure here for now. Don't like seeing that. Again, it is still in the zone here that I expect to hold, but we'll see. Anything could happen. Yeah, we're trading right at VWAP right now. So we had this test around 7 o'clock here, 7:38. And then that's where we found the resistance actually, like, and around 7 o'clock. So it's been used as a selling point. So I'm curious to see if it's going to find some resistance here. We are seeing, yeah, cumulative delta is at around 7,000 here. So it is kind of growing here, even though the market's been sideways. So a little bit bullish, but nothing too crazy here. Yeah, Nasdaq might make daily highs here. I mean, like session highs, not because it was higher overnight here, but ideally, I want to see these highs from the previous hour hold here. We'll see. Looks pretty bullish for now. If it's not going to reject here soon, then we'll definitely see a breakout. A little bit upsetting not getting filled here for a profit. Because yeah, like I was saying, when you see the first 2 hours be like in this range, almost like 3 hours, a lot of times it is kind of going to be more of a range, especially when you see not much difference between buyers and sellers here. Like in this case, it was dropping with only 700 more sellers than buyers, and that's out of 20,000 bars. So that's like almost balanced out. So and then you started seeing some buyers here. I should have, I guess, moved my target, but I was kind of hoping it to fill me before it starts drifting higher, which didn't happen. So that's fine. I didn't want to be too stingy with my profits and moving it higher, but yeah, a little bit of selling coming in here. Check out NASDAQ. Yeah, I want to see NASDAQ break this bar right here, which it looks like it's about to do. It's going to be more of a... Oh, never mind. Like almost on this very short scalpy scenario where if it's breaking out of this cluster of orders down, and I wanted to see a break and let's say retest here, maybe that would be a little bit bearish, but let's see what happens here as it's testing this cluster of orders right here. It's not much. Obviously, this is very zoomed in, so, but you could kind of see very zoomed in version of areas where, like almost on a scalping level, like of what could happen. Like, and basically what I'm looking at here is we're seeing value building from this hour to here, which is like a slower pace slope here, and then it's breaking out of this cluster of orders, retesting higher, especially when you're seeing delta being a little bit more bearish here, 79. You see it hitting it. Like right now, it just sold off, went back up to it, and now it's again like finding some resistance. So, and I want to see this value. There you go. Like now it's breaking lower, Now I want to see this value be drifting lower, like building lower. So see, there you go. That's kind of what I was just looking at. Like it's a very short term, like intraday kind of thing, but it could kind of give me a little bit of a hint of what might happen in the near future, like few minutes out. So ideally, you'd want this to keep accumulating lower, and that way you could kind of get a sense of where the market might be going next. It looks very complicated, like these charts that I use, but they're not. This is just this longer term volume profile is just the hourly overlaid by 20K, or in this case, this is a 5K bar on Nasdaq and 20K on ES. And all it is you're just looking at, like, this is the delta here, and you're just looking at the where all the buyers and sellers are, and just kind of make a decision off of it. I think it's much easier to make a decision when you're seeing things kind of support your idea of where you want to make a trade, versus, let's say, if you're using just candle bars, it's very hard to kind of get an idea of where the market's going to go next. So bear with me here if this is complicated, and again, ask questions if you guys have any. I'm definitely, like, especially in these slow markets, very easy to answer a bunch of questions. Seeing some selling here, and again, kind of like what Nasdaq was doing. We had the 1700 delta was mostly built here. You could see where all the volume was traded, and right now it's breaking out of it, which to me, I like seeing that, especially if I'm short, because it's kind of rejecting these potential buyers, or the buyers that were mostly here. Well, slightly more buyers than sellers. So now they're kind of in this losing trade, and they might want to just get out for break even or a small loss, and that will incentivize even more selling. So that's kind of how I use my strategy to kind of get a sense of what's happening. Yeah, a lot of selling pressure. This is, I don't know if you guys are watching here. We had this drift lower, break lower, and then retest this kind of cluster of orders here. Found a lot more sellers, and now it's pushing lower. So kind of happened live there. Let's take a quick look at the news here. Oh, that's weird. There it is. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything recently. I know we have the debt ceiling. The Fed Powell meets with Democrats on debt ceiling at 9:30, so that's something I am gonna be keeping an eye on. Ideally, I don't want to be in that trade when that happens, because it could just go either way. So Yeah, so let's see. Let's see for this kind of like this selling pressure on Nasdaq and yes, not much. I want to see some continuation. Right now it looks like it's being a little bit absorbed. It was about 500, 600 more sellers. Now it's 200. As this bar, it's closing with 400 left, 4,000 more contracts left. So I want to see this accelerate lower. Yeah, looks like it's finding a little bit of a bid here. Not great. It was just almost a break even here. Yeah, looks like there's a lot of sellers here on Nasdaq around 13,887 here. This price on the dome. ES doesn't. Let me check if ES has something similar up there. Yeah, nothing really. Yeah, it's back at the VWAP here. Found VWAP has been holding kind of mostly all day today. And looks like it's just not, it keeps testing it, wants to break it, I think. Yeah, I want to see NASDAQ hold this price here, not go higher. Yeah, it looks like I might take a loss on this trade. That's unfortunate. Well, we'll see if this area, this high doesn't hold. Yeah, it's definitely gonna stop me out here. I'm yeah, I'm getting pretty close at 41.99 here for a stop loss. Yeah, it was just a weird trade today. Obviously sideways market, but didn't see continuation on selling when I was taking a short. I took a short basically right here, a couple contracts, added another one here. Almost locked in some profit here on the on these lows here, as I was expecting kind of a range market, but didn't get filled by a few ticks here, and then it's just grinding back up with almost no continuations of selling here. Nasdaq had a little bit of selling, but it was just kind of not enough. It was just drifted a little bit lower, and then buyers picked back up. We had 420 here, and then buyers just picked back up. So just kind of toiling around here. Nothing crazy. So I might get stopped out here probably, based on kind of what the price is doing. About unless we're gonna see some more selling here, but right now the last since like about almost an hour now, we've not seen any selling pressure step in. And the reason why I'm not getting out is because we're kind of in this area where I expect to on the higher range of this cluster of orders here. So it could still find bid here and sell off, but that's why I just let my stop hold and not get out early because it could actually turn around here shortly. But when you just keep accumulating buyers, it's not really likely that that's gonna happen. So at this point, I'm just watching hopefully some sellers step in here at these highs and push this lower. Yeah, seen some selling here on Nasdaq and ES, so that's good. Not much though right now. I want to see at least 500 more sellers than buyers. Yeah, looks like it poked through the VWAP here on a daily and finding resistance here. Yeah, nothing on the news for now. We do have that Fed Pal meets with Democrats on debt ceiling at 9:30, so it's about in about 40 minutes here. Not sure what the market's going to do before that. Yeah, nice selling here on Nasdaq. I like seeing that. Do have a pretty big order here at 13,855. I want to see that get filled. Yeah, looks like all the sellers that we saw on NASDAQ or ES, there's about 200, 300 sellers here. Looks like they just got absorbed. Hopefully NASDAQ keeps selling here because that's obviously going to push S&P 500 lower. That's why I always like to look at both markets. It helps knowing where exactly NASDAQ is relative to ES. And you could kind of trade against those levels on either market. All right, let's see if NASDAQ is going to break this cluster of orders here, 13,855. Yeah, NASDAQ is having some bid or selling pressure. ES is actually kind of accumulating buyers here. Not much, this is balanced basically, but not having sellers as NASDAQ. NASDAQ is, yeah, there you go. It just broke that low. All right, there you go. That's what I want to see. Some selling pressure. Yeah, I want to see it take out 13,848 here. Let me see if, yeah, it looks like NASDAQ is having significantly more selling going on. ES is still has yet to pick up some selling. I should be short NASDAQ instead of ES today. It looks like ES is a little bit stronger. Yeah, I want to see ES break 4194 here. And it's going to be that same similar picture on NASDAQ that I was talking about, where the value just starts dropping lower. Gonna check the news real quick if there's anything. Doesn't look like anything news related on this drop. Yeah, ES does not want to find any sellers right now. Hopefully buyers will just give up because they're trying to push this higher and they're just kind of not really doing anything with it too much. So maybe these buyers are just gonna get tired of trying to push this and getting met with sellers here, because this is pretty balanced out. This is about 10,000 sellers and 10,000 buyers here with 84 delta out of 20,000. That's 84 more buyers than sellers. So very balanced previous bar. So I want to hopefully see it into this top area here to find some sellers and sell off. Nasdaq already started doing this push lower, so that's good for me to see, but I want to see ES to do the same. This does not want to find any resistance here or any sellers like Nasdaq is. $13,838 next. You're saying these lows here? Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, ideally I'd want to see it test the initial balance here of 13,823 and ES 4185 here. But it does not. Yeah, I didn't want to come near it. Went up to the initial balance here. Almost tested it here. Then kind of, yeah, like, yeah, just hasn't been going anywhere today. Been in one trade most of the day today here. Shorted here on this push lower. Faded it here. Almost got filled here for a profit. And it's just been grinding back up. So hopefully I could get in some profit today. I don't want to be really trading too much after 9 o'clock, so I want to just close out this trade. Hopefully not for a stop out. And just call it good. Yeah, looks like Nasdaq is picking up some bid. I think they're just following what ES is doing. ES is like holding ground. They're like, all right, I guess we're gonna buy this thing up too. Yeah, not much selling, but I'll take anything I'll get right now. I want to see this keep climbing, especially at these highs here. If we don't see that, I'm definitely getting stopped out at the highs. It's most likely, if anything, gonna just poke through it by a tick or two, which is I believe mine is just about one tick right now higher. Get stopped out, and then it might just toil around here. Yeah, Nasdaq is definitely picking up steam here. There you go. 300 sellers here, 400. Let's go. Let's get to like 1,000. That's what I want to see. 1,000 and break this low initially. 40, 41.94.50 here. And there you go. Just broke it. Let's test these lows. 87. There you go. That's what I want to see. 1,000. 1,200 finally stepping in. Sellers are in control. Let me check NASDAQ. Yeah, NASDAQ is just pushed all the way up here. Now it's, yeah, just rejected these highs again. So that's great to see. Looks like the bigger time frame is holding these areas on the short side for now at least. Yeah, we're just almost at break even here. Very tempted to lock in at like break even on this trade because it just kind of didn't go anywhere. But obviously the market, it could just shift lower right now, with especially if you see some decent amount of selling. I might actually get in a nice little profit. But I don't like that it's 9 o'clock already. And if it hasn't done anything from 6, 7, and 8 o'clock, I don't see it all of a sudden being a super trendy market unless there's some news event. The rest of the day, it's been pretty bad today. So tempted to just lock this in, break even, and just calling it good. Or if I even if it goes there at this point, it's looks like it's just rejecting these lows as well. Yes, some buyers are absorbing those 1,200 sellers that we just saw. Looks like it's coming back up. This might be a decent addition to my short here. I might add, we just broke out of this volume cluster here. Now we're testing into it. I might just add another one. Just be like at like 4 contracts. Stop would be similar here. Yeah, just added another one here. Break even is now at 93.31. I'll just keep my profit around here somewhere. Just move it up a little bit for now. Yeah, the idea here is we're still kind of in this bearish zone that at least to me, I think it's more bearish than bullish. We had this push down overnight, and then now we're just kind of in this balanced area. And I think we're going to see some selling going on here, or at least maybe a push lower. That's kind of what I'm banking on. And right now, especially when we see this kind of drift higher, couldn't really go anywhere, couldn't break these highs, pushed lower from this cluster of orders, retested here, and to me it's looked like a pretty nice addition to this short. 41.95, I believe I took a short. Yeah, 41.95.75. So we'll see. Yeah, not much selling at all. Like this is pretty balanced market, which I don't like, but NASDAQ is more bearish here, so I like seeing both markets doing going into the right direction of my trade. So we'll see what happens here. What KAB said, 13.838 on NASDAQ next. I want to see that as well right here. Yeah, I've been in this trade for a minute now. Started shorting at 41.90, then added 92.50, added 95, and just added another one at 95.75. So I break even now, almost. Um, very slow market today. Yeah, not much selling here, so I'm kind of keeping tabs on this market. I'm almost tempted to move my target to like 91 for 41.91 here, and just I think I might just do that because this market just didn't really go anywhere, so I'm just locking this, or ideally, hopefully locking this profit in here and then calling it good. Especially it's 9 o'clock already, Pacific time, and we do have that news event coming up here at 9:30. The Fed pal meets with Democrats on debt ceiling. So not ideally, I don't want to be holding into that news event. I don't know what will happen there, and usually if the market's sideways, we could see a push either lower or higher. So just don't want to be. I just want to step out of the way for that news event. Yeah, so Nasdaq is showing some weakness here still. Had a push. All right, let's see. Let's get my fill here. All right, couple ticks away. I want to check out selling is still non-existent. Like this is pretty balanced. Obviously, it's a little bit more selling than buying here, but I do not like this selling. For example, I'm actually going to move up a couple of these contracts, at least a little bit. I don't want this to bounce off of here because we already just had a move down here, and yeah, I just locked in the profit here. So yeah, about 160 after commissions here. Not too bad. Obviously, yeah. I was in this trade from my first trade I took here was after this drop here at 716 and it's 907. So yeah, almost 2 hours here. We're just watching this kind of be sideways. Almost got locked in a profit here. Almost, yeah, it would have been like a 40-minute trade, but didn't get filled. Then added. Oh yeah, that's when I added. Then just kind of watched it go back up here, and then added another one here on this move. I like seeing some selling. Kind of tested it here on this bar and pushed it lower, and I'm out because it's already at 9 o'clock. Yeah, Origin. Yeah, I've been streaming since about for about 2 hours now, maybe just under 2 hours. I started the trade a little bit earlier before I started streaming, but yeah, I appreciate definitely been doing this for a while, so kind of have the experience on being disciplined and trying not to do stupid things, but this was just one of those days. I think yesterday was kind of similar too. It was just not much action, but glad I just took this profit here, mostly for a decent profit. I'm only using 5 accounts here. I have 16 paid accounts. I'm just using 5 today just because the market is very slow. And what's cool about the Apex Trader funding that I use is once you pay for a lifetime subscription, you don't have to pay monthly or anything anymore. You pay for a lifetime. So So it doesn't matter. I don't need to use all my accounts all the time because I have like some due point or whatever that I need to make a certain amount to break even or whatever. So that's why I'm kind of just using sometimes a little bit less. But yeah, if you guys want to check out Apex Trader Funding, I have a coupon code below. They're doing an 80% promotion right now. You could get an account for as low as $31, which includes a NinjaTrader license and market data. I would highly recommend it. I've been using it for over 6 months, about 6 months now. Got paid out 3 times already by them. So legit company. Highly recommend it. But thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this information useful. I know we've been kind of in a very sideways market here today. Nothing exciting here, but thanks for watching. Yeah, again, if you found this information useful, feel free to subscribe. I try to make educational videos all the time here to help other traders. So have a good rest of your day. Hopefully you had a successful day today as well. Goodbye.